New HomeKit compatible security cameras up next. Welcome and thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and tapping the bell to get alerted to when I post new content. And of course, if you find this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please feel free to share with any of the Apple HomeKit users among your friends, family, and coworkers. Today, I am really excited to take a look at the EufyCam 2 wireless security cameras. And although the box I have doesn't necessarily have the Works with HomeKit badge, this system, rest assured, does indeed work with HomeKit. Though you will likely need to update the firmware out of the box after initial setup for HomeKit compatibility. These will be the first wireless HomeKit compatible cameras that I install in my home. So I'm very anxious to see how well they perform. And if they do work well, I most likely will be picking up more extra cameras, because this set comes with two, for more complete coverage around my home. Since wireless is quite a bit more flexible when it comes to mounting locations. You don't have to worry about running a wire like you do with, say, the Circle 2. I'd like to thank the fine folks over at Eufy for sending these over to me for review. So let's jump right to it and see what's included in the box. So here we go. We have the EufyCam 2, a wireless 1080p security camera that boasts 365 days of battery life. So according to Eufy, we'll only need to recharge the batteries for these cameras once a year. So this set comes with two cameras. It has a base station. It says it is full HD, 1080p, IP67 weatherproof, and free and secure local storage. So IP67 splashes, rain, inclement weather, should not be submerged. Oh, one thing I need to point out is there is no HomeKit on the front. Right now it just says works with Google Assistant, but I believe that's a label. I'm gonna try and peel that label off because I think there might be a HomeKit logo under there. So it is HomeKit compatible, and HomeKit secure video is supposed to be coming to these cameras, but that's supposed to be at a later date. Live view and recording history, instant notification, multi-user access, activity zones, advanced AI for human detection, and two-way audio. And the back shows all the features again. Let's go ahead and unbox this. Recharge your EufyCam 1 year from today. I hope that holds up, but I'm skeptical. We'll see though. Here's the first box. It is Eufy Security. Looks to be the literature. Oh, looks like on the back we have, it looks like a SIM removal tool. Looks like it's probably to reset the cameras. And yeah, here we go. These are the stickers. Security stickers and a quick start guide. And here we go. Here we got the Eufy base station. On the back there's for power, USB, Ethernet, and the sync button and an LED light. Cool. So here's one of the cameras. They have a little bit of heft to them, of course, because they're wireless cameras. Eufy Security. Again, these are the EufyCam 2. And there's the camera itself and the sync button on the back. And the back can accommodate screw mount or the magnetic mount. There's where you plug in the micro USB port to recharge these or to charge these. I'm expecting these are probably fully charged out the box, boasting a year recharge cycle. These should be ready to go. And here is the second camera. Let me put one on one side because they're jumping around because of the magnets. Let's remove some of the packing foam, see what else comes in the box. Nice packaging, by the way. Everything is secure. Great job on the packaging. And the empty box. Last bit is, I'm sure, this is the mounting hardware or any associated hardware that comes with this. we have the Ethernet cable, and I believe we'll need to connect the base station to Ethernet for the initial setup. 2 of the screw mounts. So these get mounted into the wall, and then you can screw them in the back of the camera and then adjust the angle from the wall, and then you just tighten it down here. So ball and socket joint, then you have that range of motion, and then again just tighten it down here once it's on the wall. And I like that they include 2 of these because you have 2 cameras and again two magnetic mounts. And I like the magnetic mounts. I use them with the Arlo cameras that I installed at my father's house. I think they're versatile and it makes it easy. They're strong magnets. Once you get this on the wall, it's not coming anywhere. And definitely mount these high up so no one can just snag them or take them off. But they're strong. They're just, the angles are almost as versatile as this one, and it'll be easier, much easier for me to snatch this off the wall when I need to recharge it. So we'll be using these mounts. I'm anticipating using these mounts, but we'll see how it goes. Here we have some screws for mounting of the mounts. Installing of the mounts, some more screws. This is it's like the micro USB cable so that we can recharge the cameras. So to recharge the camera, we just move the flap back and plug this in to power and into the camera, and it'll recharge. And the AC power cord. So that is everything that comes in the box. Let's set this up. So let's go ahead, take these and set this up before I physically install them. So I make sure everything's working as it should before I install them in the locations where they're gonna live. Let's go ahead and do a quick setup. So let's go ahead and set this up. First thing we need to do is plug in the HomeBase 2 to power and to Ethernet. And then once this status light turns blue, we should be ready for setup. I'll go ahead and bring up the Eufy app while that's starting up.
Welcome to Eufy Security. Follow the instructions in Eufy Security app to set up the system.
So we got a voice prompt and it's blinking blue. So I'm gonna go ahead and click Add Device. I'm adding a HomeBase 2. Everything is plugged in. So we're gonna click Next. Connect your phone to the same Wi-Fi. It is connected to the same Wi-Fi. And wait 1 minute until LED turns from red to blue, which is already done. Click Next. Eufy Security would like to access the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and click OK. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the HomeBase 2. So bottom of the HomeBase, there is a QR code there. I'll go ahead and scan it.
HomeBase receives a pairing request. Press the sync button on the back to accept it.
So on the back there is the sync button. I'm gonna press that.
HomeBase was added successfully.
So there you go, the HomeBase was added successfully. So I'm gonna, just to give your HomeBase a name, I'm gonna just call it Eufy HomeBase. Hit continue. And it says it's added successfully. So go ahead and click next. There is a firmware update available, and right now it is going to update the firmware. And it's letting me know it's going to take about 5 minutes to do that. So now that the firmware update is completed, I'm going to go ahead and click Add More Devices, and I am going to pick is there a EufyCam too? No. So I'm going to go ahead and pick EufyCam, and I have the EufyCam 2. And let's keep the camera and HomeBase within 1 meter.
Press the sync button until you hear the beep.
So press the sync button on top of the camera, which is here, until we hear beep. pretty loud beep. And next.
Ready to add device. Device was added successfully.
So I'm going to place this is going to go in the backyard actually, because I do not yet have a camera monitoring the backyard. Click next, and it's been added successfully. Click next, and I'm going to pick from some choices here where it says camera working mode, optimal battery life, video clip length is up to 20 seconds, and the system automatically adjusts the detection time period to reduce the chances of detecting the same object twice in a short period. We also have optimal surveillance. Video clip length can be up to 60 seconds. The system will attempt to record each event for as much as possible. And the last option we have is called customized recording, and video clip length and detection periods can be customized. Motion is detected faster or detected more frequently than battery. More frequently, the battery will drain faster. So the more motion that's detected, the quicker the battery will drain. And you can customize the length of your recording. I'm going to go ahead and keep it at optimal battery life now, which is the default. And then maybe I'll adjust it at some point. So as you can see there, I'm getting some notifications that someone has been spotted in the backyard, and that's because the camera is pointed at me. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. And this shows you how to charge the battery via a micro USB on the back of the camera. Right now, hopefully it's fully charged. And here are some mounting tips to mount the camera. So I'm going to hit next on that. And let's see, there you go. There is the camera taking me. So I'm going to click finish. There's some feedback there. And this is the UI for the EufyCam. I'm going to add this second camera. And one of the things I wanted to check, HomeKit. So how do we add this into HomeKit? Let's click the menu in the upper left. My devices. Check out Eufy Home Base. And here we have HomeKit setup. I'm going to go ahead and click that. Add accessory. I'm going to hit add now. And I'm going to pick those two cameras, which are already chosen by default. Hit next. Add bridge. Sure. So I'm going to add it to my home. Add to home. And they're showing up in the usual HomeKit setup. And it says it is now added. And for each camera, it shows that there's a motion sensor, which room it's going to be in, and to include in favorites, I'm going to go ahead and click include in favorites. Default room is going to be backyard for these. So next, the same one with this, I'll include that into favorites and backyard. Done. So new accessories were added successfully. So let's go ahead and see what these look like in HomeKit. So those are all my cameras, and here are the EufyCams. And it's showing as non-response. What if I click that? There it is. So the one that's, there they are. So they're both there. Those are both the EufyCams. I'll go ahead and refine the naming of these later. But for now, let's go ahead and feedback. Let's go ahead and mount these outside. So let's go ahead and go outside and see exactly where we're going to mount these. We really want to monitor the backyard area. If you watch my other videos, I have circle 2s up there kind of monitoring our back sliding door, but we want to kind of monitor the backyard because we have no cameras monitoring the backyard. So I'm thinking about mounting one up here off the balcony so that I can monitor the backyard. And here's the other circle 2 I had, by the way. This circle too monitors most of this side yard, although a lot of the visibility goes away once we hit this corner up here, and we can't really have a good view of who might be trying to access this door or this gate. So I'm thinking about mounting the second camera right on the corner here so that I can monitor this back door, this back gate, and the side, hopefully, towards the street over there. So let's go ahead and mount these and check out how everything looks. And the only tool I'll be needing to install this is going to be an impact driver. So pretty much just driving the screws and the mounts into the surface, and then we'll be able to mount the cameras onto here. Let's go ahead and do that now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the native Eufy security app. Let's go ahead and take a look at the backyard camera. We tap it, the live video should start. From here we have some controls on the bottom, and in the lower left we'll start with the, looks like a video camera, and here if you tap that you can start recording video manually. And if we click stop, then that video is saved to the photo album on the phone. Next to it is a scissor icon. This is kind of confusing. It would have been cool if it was maybe a front-facing stills camera, but instead it is looks like a pair of scissors, but if you tap that you should get a screenshot. So that's saved to the photo album as well. If you want to speak to someone on the other end of this camera, you would hold down the middle icon, which is a microphone. You hold and speak, hello, and you let go to stop speaking. Next to that is the speakers, so you can turn the sound on and off. And next to that we have some more. We have events, so this will show everything. And there's videos of me setting up the camera, of automatically recorded video clips. Let's go back to that. And here's where we can turn on and off night vision. We'll keep it on. Next to that is a siren. So if we wanted to set off a alarm, if someone was back there, we would click this. And then we have two choices. We can have it sound the alarm on the camera or on the home base. So if we choose camera, we click OK, and the alarm's going off. I'm not sure if the microphone can pick that up because it's outside. Next to it is the gear icon, and obviously that's for settings. Shows us at the top our current battery levels. The name is the backyard camera. The camera's on. There's auto night vision, anti-theft detection. So if someone tries to move, jiggle the camera, or take it off the mount, an alarm will sound. I'm going to go ahead and enable that. And yes, the camera is mounted at the desired location. It's confirming that because if you move the camera at this point, the alarm's going to go off. So I'm going to hit confirm because those cameras are not going to be moved anymore. There's also the logo watermark. So if I was to enable that, which I can't, by the way, because it's telling me that I can't enable that. It's the logo and timestamp in live streaming and recording. I can enable that, but I can't because I have HomeKit enabled, and this is the warning that's telling me that I can't have it enabled because HomeKit is, because these cameras are now attached to HomeKit. If I didn't have these attached to HomeKit, say you're just using the native app, then you can have the option of having the logo watermark, which is a EufyCam watermark, and time recording stamped onto the video itself. Below that we have camera working mode, and again this gives us our options, which I showed you in setup. I'm going to keep mine on optimal battery life. Go back, and then motion detection. Right now I'm going to set it to human only because I don't want motion detection for just plants or the wind swaying or light. So I'm hoping that the AI in the camera is smart enough to let me know when it's only human movements or it senses humans in the camera. And there's also a motion test mode there. So I'm just gonna go back and let's look a bit higher at the activity zone. So here I can set the activity zones, and the way we do that is we press the plus sign and then we can stretch this out over the area where we want to detect any movement. So in our balcony camera, which is our backyard camera, we probably just want to really concentrate in this area here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the check mark. Then I'm going to add one more. I'm trying to avoid the tree because I don't want any unwanted movement from the tree. So I'm going to go ahead and hit check, and then now I have 2 activity zones here. Let's go back, and hopefully it just monitors movement from that area. Again, human only detection type. Let's go back, and we have status LED, and that's whether the LED on the camera will turn on, whether it's live streaming or recording. I'm gonna keep those off. I don't want people to know that there's a camera there recording them or bring any alerts to it. That will be very helpful. The status LEDs are helpful if you have indoor cameras. For the audio settings, you have a microphone and the speakers on. I want the speaker volume to be medium for now, and we'll see how that works. Next we have the device info, and it tells us the model name and the serial number, the system version. We can check for camera firmware here. I believe we're updated. Oh, there is an update. I will update that later because I'm sure that's going to take some time. And we go back, and then the mounting guide. So if we look at the top of each frame, and if you're familiar with Arlo Pro cameras, I installed some Arlo Pro 2s. This interface is very reminiscent of that. So if we hit that, the number there, it'll show us again the auto recorded clips, and then we have options for the Eufy home base, and we've gone through a few of these time settings that sets on its own. Video storage, right now I have 0.08 gigabytes of space taken. There are about 15 gigabytes available, and it's just showing me here I can reformat that, clear the storage for the clips. The alarm volume, and we can change that here, minimum, max, and again this is the alarm coming from the camera or from the home base.
Alarm off.
So that's the home base behind me, and that's how the alarm sounds when it's at the home base. Then we have the HomeKit setup, which I've already gone through. I've added those there, and this will show us the paired devices. So there's 2 cameras, and then here we can also restart the device or remove them. So that is the options for the native app. So if we go back to HomeKit, let's take a look at those cameras again in HomeKit. And very simple HomeKit interface. Since this is the backyard, if we click that, it'll show us the accessories in the backyard. Very rudimentary right now because these are just showing in HomeKit. It'll show us the screenshots. These cameras should at some point be compatible with HomeKit Secure Video. And if we do get HomeKit Secure Video for these cameras sometime soon, which I'm told maybe sometime soon, we'll have the option to do the recordings in iCloud with our iCloud storage, and we'll have a timeline on the underneath similar to my Circle 2 camera. And if you want to know more about HomeKit Secure Video, I'll put a link to my HomeKit Secure Video in the description, where I updated my Circle 2 cameras for HomeKit Secure Video. So those are the EufyCams, EufyCam 2, and so far I really like what I see. a great HomeKit security cameras, and I think this will be a set that people will want to pick up. So at first glance, this camera system looks similar to the Arlo Pro 2 cameras on the market. Both are wireless, both connect to a hub, both are 1080p, and both are somewhat recent entries to the HomeKit platform. So I've actually installed Arlo Pro 2 cameras at my father's house. And after some experience with those, I wasn't overly enthusiastic about wireless cameras in general, since latency seemed to be an issue. And I had my doubts. Well, after using the EufyCam 2 for some time, I am happy to report that those doubts over the performance of wireless cameras have been put to rest. The video quality is actually quite good, and I really like these cameras. I'm actually just waiting for a good sale to pick up a few more, since the base station can handle up to 16 cameras. Also, a quick glance over at Apple's HomeKit compatibility site indicates that the EufyCam 2 is slated to have HomeKit secure video at some point. Regular price for this EufyCam 2 system with 2 cameras is currently about $350 at Amazon and Best Buy, with extra cameras running about $150 each. The price for the system, by the way, is less expensive than similar 2-camera Arlo Pro 2 systems at MSRP. Keep in mind that this system does go on sale occasionally, so it might be a good idea to keep an eye out for lower pricing if you're on a tight budget. Whether on sale or regular price, I'd say the EufyCam 2 is a good value. And with HomeKit compatibility, HomeKit secure video incoming, and a long battery life in a wireless camera, it's easy for me to recommend these if you're a HomeKit platform user like myself. So do any of you out there have the EufyCam 2, or are you planning on picking some up? Please comment or ask questions below, and I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions. I hope you like this video. Thanks again for watching, and as always, please take care and be safe out there.